Hari Om. Let us chant Omkara 3 times. Inhale. Om. Inhale. Om. Inhale. Om. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Sadashiva Samarambha Shankaracharya Madhyama Asmadacharya Paryanta Vande Guru Parampara. Jai Sri Krishna. Hari Om Tat Sat. My pranams to all Atma Jyotis, divine light of the self. I welcome all of you for this week's Bhagavad Gita Shankara Bhashyam. I am a student. I study and I make notes, and I am making the notes available to you. I am not a guru. I am not a pandita, scholar. I conduct these sessions as a means of learning. When I try to teach, I have to do study and prepare notes. That way, I will be learning. That is the purpose behind this. If there are any mistakes in my understanding, I beg your pardon. I beg your forgiveness. Welcome to this week's Bhagavad Gita Shankara Bhashyam. Last week, we have completed the Sambandha Bhashyam. Now, Bhagavad Gita has 18 chapters. 18 chapters. First chapter, chapter 1, is Arjuna Vishada Yoga. Vishada is also yoga only. Arjuna Vishada Yoga. Arjuna puts up many arguments on why it is a sin to do the war, battle, to fight against his own relatives, his own grandfather and guru and other relatives. He doesn't want to kill his own relatives for the purpose of gaining kingdom. His mind is confused with the I, me, mine thinking. He has forgotten that Mahabharata war is for upholding the dharma. Duryodhana and other Kauravas are adharmic persons. They are not following dharma. So, as a Kshatriya, his duty is to fight injustice and protect the weak. That part Arjuna has forgotten. He has seen his relatives in front of him, and his mind went into a delusion. He was afraid that he will be killing his own grandfather, Guru, and other relatives. So this is chapter 1. Sri Shankaracharya does not give commentary on chapter 1. Sri Shankaracharya's commentary starts from the 11th shloka of chapter 2. In chapter 2 also, Arjuna puts forth his arguments on why he does not want to kill his grandfather, Guru, and other respectable elders, brothers, nephews, uncles, all those relatives who are gathered in the battlefield. From sloka in chapter 2 also up to sloka 9, it is an argument by Arjuna. And finally, in sloka number 8 and 9, Arjuna surrenders to Krishna and says, "You are my Guru, I am your Sishya. I surrender to you. Please advise me what is in my best interest. What, by following which advice, I will gain the highest benefit, highest good for myself." So, Arjuna surrenders to Krishna. And Sri Krishna starts his teaching from shloka number 11. So, Sri Shankaracharya has started his commentary, Bhashyam, from shloka number 11, chapter 2. And before the shloka number 11, giving the explanation, Bhashyam to the shloka number 11, Shankaracharya has written some Bhashyam, almost like 2-3 pages, on explaining the importance of karma and other aspects, how jnana is more important for liberation, why Krishna has given his teaching. First, Sri Krishna starts his teaching by giving Sankhya Yoga, which is Jnana Yoga. It appears that Arjuna was in a dilemma to fight or not to fight. Sri Krishna would have simply said, "Go and fight, it is your Swadharma, you are a Kshatriya and all." But Sri Krishna does not start his teaching like that. He gives the highest teaching, which is the Jnana Yoga, from shloka number 11 up to, I think, there are about 20 verses, 20 shlokas, up to 32, I think. He gives the Jnana Yoga, the foundation of Jnana Yoga, to Arjuna. So, before shloka number 11, there are many paragraphs of Bhashyam by Sri Shankaracharya. Today, we will take the first paragraph of Shankaracharya's Bhashyam, which comes before the shloka number 11. Let me share my screen. So, chapter 2, shloka number 11. So, here I have given shloka number 10. Sri Krishna, look, Arjuna gives up. He throws down his bow and arrow and sits in the chariot and says, I will not fight. He gives up. He decides not to fight. Then Sri Krishna says the following words as if he is mocking at the grieving and depressed Arjuna, who is in the middle of two armies about to fight. So Krishna is mocking Arjuna. So he is starting his teaching, shloka number 11. But before that, let us see what Sri Shankara has to say before shloka number 11. And this is going to take at least 4-5 weeks to go through this Bhashya. Okay, today is the first week. So, as per Bhashyam 11.0.1, means first paragraph, 11.0.1, 11th shloka, 0.1 paragraph. This Gita Shastra is made up, you can think of it as being made up of 3 sentences. The entire Bhagavad Gita can be visualized as made up of 3 sentences. The first sentence 1 we can categorize as the first shloka in Bhagavad Gita, Dharma Kshetre Kurukshetre, which is spoken by Dhritarashtra, King Dhritarashtra, the blind king Dhritarashtra. This shloka, Dharma Kshetre Kurukshetre, kinds of sets the context for Gita, background context, which is the Mahabharata. Therefore, this shloka can be considered as one sentence, complete sentence. Can be considered as a complete sentence, which is giving some information. The second sentence, 2, can be thought of as the shlokas spanning across chapter 1, shloka 2, Drushtva tu Pandavanikam Vyudam Duryodhanastada. From that shloka, shloka number 2, chapter 1, up to chapter 2, shloka 9. Eva Muktva Hrishikesham, and ending with Tushnim Babuvaha. This entire discussion from chapter 1, shloka 2 to chapter 2, shloka 9 can be considered one sentence. One sentence in the sense portraying one aspect of information, which is the confused state of mind of Arjuna. We can think of chapter 1, shloka 2 up to chapter 2, shloka 9 as ekavakyata, one sentence, explaining the confused state of mind of Arjuna. This sentence 2 explains the shoka and moha of Arjuna. Shoka means grief, sorrow, and moha means attachment, delusion, lack of discernment, aviveka of Arjuna. So sentence 2, what is sentence 2? Starting from chapter 1, shloka 2, up to chapter 2, shloka 9. This sentence 2 has one theme. I mentioned sentence 2, I could have said theme 2. Theme, what is the theme? Explaining the confused state of mind of Arjuna. Then there is a sentence 3, which is starting from chapter 2, shloka 10, Tam uvacha Hrishikeshaha, up to the end of Bhagavad Gita. All the up to 705, I think, slokas are there. Up to that can be considered one theme, one sentence, ekavakyata. What is this ekavakyata? One sentence. It is the teaching of Sri Krishna to Arjuna. Hence, entire teaching of Sri Krishna can be considered as one sentence, same sentence. So how many sentences are there in Bhagavad Gita? 3 sentences. First sentence spoken by Dhritarashtra sets the context, background context, which is the Mahabharata. And second sentence explains the theme of Arjuna's despondency, confusion, delusion from chapter 1, shloka 2 to chapter 2, shloka 9. This is ekavakyata. And third sentence 3 can be thought of from chapter 2, shloka 10 up to the end of Bhagavad Gita can be considered one sentence, ekavakyam, because it is one theme. What is the theme? Teaching of Sri Krishna to Arjuna. Hence, we can consider it as same sentence, ekavakyata. How can we say sentence 2, which is theme 2, is ekavakyam? Because it explains, the sentence 2 explains the shoka, the manastapam, and the grief, and moha, attachment, delusion, lack of discernment, which is common to all jivas. Jivas, you, me, others, all of us are jivas. The shoka and moha is common to all jivas, and this shoka and moha is the cause of the samsara. Shoka and moha are caused by ahankara and mamakara. Ahankara means I-ness, I am, and mamakara means mine. We all know that we all have ahankara and mamakara. Ahankara and mamakara are very common in every jiva, and this ahankara and mamakara, which is I, me, mine. Ahankara and mamakara is nothing but I, me, mine. This ahankara and mamakara causes shoka and moha. Ahankara and mamakara, is there a cause for ahankara and mamakara? Yes, there is a cause, and that cause is the ignorance, root ignorance called avidya. Avidya or ignorance, ajnana or avidya, root ignorance, is the cause of ahankara and mamakara, which is I, me, mine feeling in every jiva. Therefore, this is common. The sentence 2 explains, sentence 2 which is spanning across the shlokas, chapter 1, shloka 2 to chapter 2, shloka 9, or the subject matter of these slokas is nothing but explaining the shoka and moha of Arjuna. Therefore, they are ekavakya. What is the shoka and moha of Arjuna? What is Arjuna grieving about? Bhishma, Drona, Abhimanyu, Drupada, Duryodhana, Kaurava, other kings are all my relatives. This is the cause of shoka and moha of Arjuna. How can I kill them? Who are my people? This is the shoka and moha of Arjuna. If I kill them, I will incur sin and ill repute. Also, please remember, this I, me, mine feeling of Arjuna is the shoka and moha of Arjuna. And also, there is a lack of understanding that Atma cannot be killed. That understanding is lacking in Arjuna. Also, for every jiva, which is you, me, and others, this I, me, mine feeling is the cause of samsara, cause of bondage. How can we say that Arjuna is despondent? Arjuna had displayed the delusionary feeling that I belong to these people. These people are my people. All these people will die, etc. Through his words. Katham Bhishmam Aham Sanket. How can I shoot arrows at Bhishma? How can I kill Bhishma? He says. This shows a lack of understanding that Atma cannot die. This is the first misunderstanding Arjuna has. And also other misunderstanding is, these are my people. How can I hurt them? How can I kill them? This is the misunderstanding of Arjuna. Arjuna is a warrior. His dharma is to protect the weak and punish the offenders of law. Duryodhana and Kauravas, they are the miscreants and usurpers of the rightful throne of Yudhishthira. They are fit to be killed, but Arjuna does not know the difference between Dharma Yuddha and a war in which he has to kill his own people. So this is the despondency of Arjuna. What is the mental state of Arjuna? Arjuna, being a Kshatriya warrior, he has shown his willingness to run away from the battlefield, turn his back on the battlefield, and also battlefield war is the swadharma of a Kshatriya. And also he wants to take up the dharma of a Brahmana, begging alms. This Arjuna clearly says, I would rather beg than kill my elders. This is because of his shoka, despondency, grief at the killing of relatives, and moha, attachment and delusion that these people are his and they can be killed. So we can say that Arjuna is in deep delusion and despondency. What will a jiva, any ordinary individual, beset with shoka and moha usually do? What is the course of action? We see that in the world, all jivas do abandon their swadharma, rightful duty, and take up paradharma out of convenience. If it suits them, they will do swadharma. If it does not suit them, they will take up paradharma. This is natural to a jiva under the influence of shoka and moha. This will perpetuate the samsara chakra. This will not lead a person. If a person is performing paradharma, not swadharma, how can he expect liberation? A doctor has to practice medicine. He cannot practice like a policeman or an advocate. So that's what is meant. You have to understand. A policeman is trained as a policeman. He cannot practice medicine. So because of convenience or any problem arising out of the profession, you cannot abandon your swadharma and practice paradharma. It is not to be done. This will not lead to liberation. This will not lead to highest good. Some jivas perform swadharma. What about them? Will they achieve liberation? Will they achieve highest good? Those who perform swadharma, it is seen, they too are subject to perpetual samsara. Why? Because they perform swadharma with phalabhisandhi, desire-oriented action, and with ego, sahankara, with the ahankara, ego, and desire-oriented action they will do. They do swadharma with pravrutti dharma, desire-oriented action, with manovakaya, means thought, speech, and body. They want a desire to be fulfilled. For that fulfillment of desire, they will do their swadharma. So because it is pravrutti dharma, this also cannot lead to highest good and liberation. What is the end result of pravrutti dharma? What is wrong with pravrutti dharma? When desire-oriented action is done with manovakaya, there is karma phala, which we need to exhaust by experiencing it. Karma phala has to be experienced. If you do an action, karma phala will come and you have to undergo its result. You reap what you sow. Okay. If you do dharmic actions, if you do dharma, it results in pleasant worlds. Punyena punyam lokam nayati, Shruti says. If you do adharma, it results in unpleasant worlds. Papena papam lokam nayati. If you do papa, you will attain hell or any lower janma, like a lower animal like pig or insect or donkey, like that you will be born. If you do dharma, you will be going to heaven or in a divine world and enjoying there as long as your karma phala lasts. This cycle keeps repeating. There is no nivritti, liberation. This karma chakra will keep on rotating. What is the root of this cycle? Shoka and moha. They are the seed of samsara. So, as you see, sentence 2 is very, very important. Arjuna Vishada Yoga, chapter 1, shloka 2 to chapter 2, shloka 9, explains the shoka and moha of Arjuna. It is not just for Arjuna, it is common to all jivas, it is common to us, it is applicable to us. We are all caught in shoka and moha. We don't recognize it. That is the problem. If you recognize it, you will see your life is full of shoka and moha. I, me, mine feeling. Other than that, there's nothing in our life. So this is the seed of samsara. How to get out of samsara? Sarva karma sannyasa purvaka atma jnana alone can help us get out of the sorrow, shoka and samsara. Sarva karma sannyasa purvaka atma jnana. Okay, that sentence is self-explanatory. Sarva karma, all desire-oriented actions, sannyasa, leave off all desire-oriented actions and spend your time to acquire Atma Jnana. The Atma Jnana which is born out of, consists of dropping the desire-oriented actions, dropping the doership, is called Jnana, Atma Jnana. That alone can liberate a person from the sorrow and samsara. Sri Krishna begins his teaching at this point. Sri Krishna wants to teach Sarva Karma Sannyasa Purvaka Atma Jnana to the world through Arjuna. Why? Because Atma Jnana can alone liberate Jiva from samsara. Therefore, Sri Krishna begins his teaching with Shloka 11, Ashocyan Anvashochastvam. That will come after few weeks. Shloka 11. Before we set the stage for Shloka 11, we have to go through lot of Bhashya. So Sri Krishna begins his teaching with the Sankhya Yoga, Jnana Yoga. Sarva Karma Sannyasa Purvaka Atma Jnana. Sri Krishna wants to teach to the world through Arjuna. So this ends the paragraph 1 of the Shloka 11.0.1 Bhashyam of Sri Shankaracharya. So you can contemplate on why Shoka and Moha are the cause of samsara, can think about it. And if you have any questions, you can ask. Go ahead.
Prasadji, one question. Of course, in the past we had Varnashram Dharma, or from the family we knew what's our profession. Like Arjuna knew that he was a Kshatriya. In today's world, we follow careers. We are perhaps trained as engineers, and then because of various reasons, maybe economic or job-related reasons, we get into different fields. So, how do we decide in that case what is our swadharma, and pursue that, of course, with detachment and with devotion?
How do we know our swadharma? You have already started your life with, see, in Bhagavad Gita, Sri Krishna says, Guna Karma Vibhagasya. Correct? Chaturvarnam Maya Sushtam Guna Karma Vibhagasya. Are you aware of that shloka?
I've heard of it, but if you can tell me the meaning once again about Guna Karma, especially.
See, the varna of a person is determined by the guna and karma of the person.
Oh.
What is the guna of that person and what is the karma he is doing?
Okay.
Okay, not by birth.
Got it.
Okay, so by karma, what are you?
So currently, I'm an engineer.
You are an engineer. So, are you happy doing that?
Yes, I am.
Then your guna and karma are in alignment.
Okay.
Okay. So, see, society is broadly classified into priestly class, intelligentsia, priestly class, and warrior class, and business class, and the worker class. Okay. Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. Okay. Now, your karma can belong to any of these. Guna and karma can belong to any of these. Now, a person who is having a Kshatriya trait in him, okay, will naturally choose army or police as his profession. Correct? You see it in society.
Yeah.
Correct? He will choose such professions.
True.
And a person whose guna is of a Brahmin type, varna, he will pick up teaching, philosophy, things like that. Correct?
That's right.
So, similarly, others.
Got it.
So now, it is not by birth. It is natural inclination, attitude that determines which varna you belong to. Society is broadly classified, whether it is Indian society or Western society or any society will have these four varnas. Caste is a different aspect. Caste, there are 3,000 castes in India. But Varnas are only 4. Right?
That's right.
Yeah. So did I answer your question?
Yes, yes, Prasadji, very much. Thank you so much.
Okay. So Arjuna, being a Kshatriya, has to uphold the justice, protect the weak, and punish the unjust, unlawful offenders. But he is not doing that. Why? Because he is partial towards his relatives. You see why Krishna taught him? Bhagavad Gita. Arjuna has to impartial. Let us say there is a judge in judicial system. He passes judgment as per the law book for all. But when his own son stands in the court, he cannot say, he is my son, so I will not give him a punishment. He has to be impartial. This impartiality, irrespective of who the other person is, whether it is a war or a courtroom or a school or wherever it is, the mistake that Arjuna is doing is that he is caught up with the I, me, mine feeling. He knows that Duryodhana and other Kauravas are miscreants. They ought to be punished. But he doesn't want to punish them, even though he is capable. Why? Because they are my relatives. This is the mistake that Arjuna was doing. Therefore, to bring in impartiality and upholding the dharma, Krishna has taught Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna. And this impartiality can come only if you know that you are Atma. There are no relatives. Okay. So Krishna taught Sankhya Yoga, Atma Jnana to Arjuna first. First in the chapter 2, shloka number 11 to 32, Sri Krishna has taught Jnana Yoga to Arjuna. First, the surgery has been done. Then he will teach Karma Yoga and continue. Okay. Any questions? Okay. Let us close for the day. Put Namaskar Mudra. Let us pray to God. Asatoma Sadgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrutyorma Amrutam Gamaya Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Keep your hands in blessing posture. Bless the world, bless the universe. Lokaha Samastaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Hold your hands. Repeat after me. I am not the body. I am not the mind. I am not the intellect. I am pure consciousness. Shivaswarupi. Shivoham. 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 Repeat after me. Antarjyotihi. Bahirjyotihi. Pratyakjyotihi. Paratpara. Jyotireva Jyotihi. Swayam Jyotihi. Atma Jyotihi. Shivosmyaham. Harihi Om Tat Sat. Shri Krishna Arpanamastu. Thank you very much. See you next weekend.